Mi piace molto l'Italia, Italia bella, sì, molto bella. È un paese dove voglio vivere.
Vivere.
Yes, me too. Nice to see you again, Lulu.
Yes, nice to see you too. Since the winter travel in Poland, so it's been a couple of months, but here we are back again. Yeah,
Right on,
right
right
on.
on. Yes, and everything is, I don't know, it's entering into a new era. Oh, so much can happen in a couple of months. And yeah, that's what it is. Every day can be full of opportunity. If you only open up to the moment, then it is able to come in. So, yeah, so much happened. And I'm very glad to be here now with you, Lulu.
Me too, Wim. Me too. I'm so happy. You're my teacher. We've been working together for a while, so I'm very happy to be here with you and connecting again. And thank you for being a part of this podcast, which is actually about going beyond your comfort zone and exploring new techniques in the biohacking field to help you improve your mental and physical strength. And thanks to your revolutionary method, millions of people now around the world are practicing cold exposure, breathing. They're doing cold dips in rivers, waterfalls, in the ocean. And you brought cold exposure and breath work to the mainstream. But what brought you as a pioneer in the field? What brought you into the cold?
The lack of my soul, the lack of understanding what is my soul, whatever makes sense in myself. Hey, we have a soul. The church is talking about a soul. All the religions are talking about a soul. And why don't we have a clear understanding of that during the day? So that was my beginning question within myself. I became the question. And then the question wanted to be answered. A seeker becomes the finder. But you have to be there in yourself, really being motivated. Not motivation is then become the question. Become ask the universe what you really want. Because then the universe is able easily to provide. Only we have to learn to open up. And that's what I did back then. And that brought me into a lonely journey for decades. But I kept on because it felt so good. And that's why I always say feeling is understanding. I was unstoppable in myself, always cheerful, like playful, because I had all the energy. Because that soul gives all the energy. It gives omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotency, but also omnichildish. Yeah, you become like a child forever. Light. You get into the light, and that is the soul. The soul is light, and it's able to transcend matter and any
Yes.
difficulty. And so
Yes.
there I was, and from there I go. And then, of course, the whole world will come also try to do this, because it's all new. It's revolutionary, and it does not cost anything.
Anything to breathe and to do cold exposure. But Wim, going back to the fact that so you wanted to discover your soul and find out what is exactly this soul is. But at the beginning of your career, they would call you. Sometimes they will call you a madman. So you went from being a circus act to scientific breakthrough through global leader. So how did you face a societal prejudice, and society is often skeptical about pioneers? How did you face that?
To me, the world, when I was 12 years old, I told my friends, if the world thinks, the people think that war abuse, pollution, depression, disease is normal, then I think it is sick. And I am going to do something about it. What? I do not know. I just do it. And that is my philosophy. I just make it happen. And that is also where faith comes in pure. You just do it until it happens. That is driven by one way of thinking, faith. And faith is stronger than the mind because
Yes.
it comes from the heart.
Beautiful. Yes, yes. But how did you face the criticism, though? So, what was the bit of criticism that it was very hard for you to cope with? What is?
For decades, they called me a madman, an idiot, and I could not fit into the society. I just did not feel to. I always tried my best to make things happen, but the society is driven by greed and money and power. And,
Yes.
and I was just not in there. I was doing my thing, my yoga, my cold bathing, my breathing, my painting, my making the music, my learning languages, traditions, disciplines, etc. I was creative all the time. You know, when you become creative, you lose track of time. And this world is made out of time. And then they really got us trapped in time, as if there is time to kill. No, there is time to live, and to live only, fully. And until that is not happening, I just kept on, kept on, kept on, kept on. And for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. And still I am into the same. Still I am the same as the 12-year-old back then. I just do it every day. I am going to change the world. And if one man can do it, then Lulu,
Yes.
together, we can do so much more.
We can definitely do so much more together. I'm sure about that. I'd love to work with you on this, yeah? To build the
Yes,
science
and
of the
we are
heart.
doing this.
Yeah, building the science of the heart, right? Yeah, that's how you call it too, your method.
Yes, absolutely. It is going with the tool of the mind, which is science, scientific discovery, research, data, to show that the best results come when you are committed and motivated from the heart, from a neurology which is coming from the heart, not the mind.
Yes.
When you do that, then you know the source, then you know the soul. Then you know that love is the greatest power, more than anything you can think of or feel. And that I want to bring to everybody for free. Of course, it needs to be done for free because in the heart, love is for free. Otherwise, you go have sex there and there and there and this and that. But that, no, it doesn't satisfy a person. And real love comes from your heart. And in real love, you will see that you are able to disentangle your ancestral burden, which is in
Yes,
the
your
genes.
trauma. Yeah.
Yes, the traumas. Any trauma you can free by which all the spirits, and that is spirituality, are released. And you
Yes.
have that a power to do that. And it comes from the love. Because the love is able to go past where all those spirits got captivated before in the mind. And now they are captivated. The love is stronger. So I teach one thing, just feel your soul, be your soul, and love all.
Yes, and love is stronger than fear. And Wim, you are, as a pioneer in the field, you went beyond all criticism. You started a revolutionary method. What would you say, if you had to explain it in a few words, what is the Wim Hof method all about?
It's like where if you go to the cold, then the cold doesn't come to you. And cold is symbolical for stress, very strong stress. So we learned people to go and take a little bit of stress consciously, by which they activate all the stress mechanisms in the body, by which a life and its a stressful moments suddenly are able to be coped with. And that takes away then the fear, because then you become like unstoppable in yourself, because there's nothing in stressful situations that you cannot deal with. You learn to deal with it by taking every day a little bit of the cold, like icy cold water. We can do that all easy. We can do
Is
all easy breathing techniques. And breathing is the most stressful when you do not breathe anymore. If that happens a couple of minutes, then that is beyond stress. You die normally. But now we
yes.
can biohack through these breathing techniques and stay for minutes without breathing.
Yeah, and
And so
hypoxia.
we Yes, and so we go past all the stress mechanisms and we learn to control them. And with that, we learn that in our lives, stress is no longer something we cannot win of or overcome. We become unstoppable. We have no fear for our opposing forces of life.
Yes. And
So,
actually, our podcast is called A qualcuno piace freddo, some like it cold, because not everybody likes it hot. And the idea is that we want to
qualcuno piace il
c'è
freddo.
freddo.
Va bene, cara.
Sì, a qualcuno piace
Capisco,
il
capisco.
freddo, a qualcuno piace freddo, and we are exploring all the biohacking techniques and we dive deep into all the techniques that are helping our mind and our body and our soul to become stronger, happier, and healthier. But why is it so important to go beyond your comfort zone?
Because we are beings built to go and tackle things of the past, ancestral traumas, which is more and deeper than our comfort zone is able to cope with or to get. We need to get into the depth. That's why we are here. We have a purpose. We have to the purpose to become enlightened, enlightening of our ancestral traumas. And we can do that. Let's not be confused by anything else. It's the 12-year-old. The 12-year-old is saying, if people think that war, depression, disease, pollution, abuse, etc., is normal, then I think it is sick, and I'm going to do something about it. And that it is. It is not that I know. I just make it happen. I just do it. And you know what?
What?
If you just hold on to simply doing it, you will go past the trickery of the mind.
Yes.
Any trickery of the mind. Because in the end, it is all the little tricks here and there, temptation song, and there we are, victims of ourselves. And that is absolutely not necessary at all.
And speaking of which, Wim, during our last winter travel in Poland, you said that you want to be the Tesla, the Nikola Tesla of public health. Could you
Yes.
tell us just in a few words what you mean by that?
Last year, I stood in front of 40,000 people to celebrate and commemorate Nikola Tesla, in Serbia. I was invited. So I talked. Yeah, 100 years ago, I said, there was Nikola Tesla, and he brought free energy. And you know what we did with him, huh?
Yes.
We blasphemed him, and we went into the dirty route of energy with a lot of pollution and a lot of money, a lot of greed, and all. And look where we are now, in a crisis of the CO2, and who's got to pay? The normal people. I say to the normal people there, hey, you know what it is? slobodna energia, that is free energy in Serbian, in Nikola Tesla's language, and then slobodna medicina. Look at me. I'm a simple man. I'm a father, I'm a papi, I'm a little bit crazy, but very crazy about my wife and my life. And I make little songs, crazy like a monkey, and I take the guitar and sing the
Yes.
song. But look at me. I'm a man who's standing up and says and found the way to bring free medicine. Healing is for free in us, but we have to connect. Energy is for free. It's all out there, but we need to make the machines to
Work.
retrieve all the energy.
We need to
We
access
need
it.
to, yes, we have to become conscious that we are capable of doing these things. And then I said Slobodna Yubav, which is, and love is for free. And love
Yes.
is the greatest, the most powerful energy in the universe.
Yes, it's the most strongest
So,
medicine. There's the most strongest medicine. And sorry to interrupt you, Wim, but I wanted to ask you
yeah.
about Italians are renowned for being very horrified by the cold. They're very fearful of being cold. They always wear multiple layers. They don't really like the cold. So which advice would you give to Italians in order to overcome their fear of the cold?
Ah, um, let me tell it first in English.
See,
Uh, yeah, take if you know what is stress,
yes.
huh? Uh, um, you know what is stress, and any Italian knows what is stress. Do you like it? Do you
No.
like it? So if you don't like it, then learn to go to the stress. And it takes only a little bit of stress to go into to deal with the big stress of life every day. So make up your mind. If you want to have a stressless life, then go a little bit into the cold. Because the cold is able to activate the stress mechanisms in the body, in the brain, and then connect with your will, by which you learn to control the stress mechanism. And when you need it to neutralize the stress outside of not coming in, then you can do that. And
Okay.
that is the cold. The cold is a warm friend.
It's a
It
war
is your
friend.
friend. It is il freddo è come il cuore. È caldo, è bene, è forte.
Which advice would you give so to Italians if they want to start the method? Taking cold showers. What would you say?
Yes. Start with see, uh, 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 start with the cold shower. You can do the cold shower. You will find there's a lot more energy coming afterwards because now your cardiovascular system is activated. And then once that works, the energy, the blood, the oxygen can get much better into the cell mechanisms to create more molecules. Energy! Energy was for free!
Energy
You
is
got
free.
so much energy. You know, Nikola Tesla and all, we are the light. We
Yes.
are the light. The nervous system is electricity. Now, if you go into a cold shower, then you will feel so much more energy coming. Yeah, because it brings you back to who you are and what you are in your body. And that is light, electricity.
Luce, luce, luce ed
La
elettricità.
luce.
I'm sure that Italians would love this. And what is your relationship with Italy, Wim?
Mi piace molto l'Italia, Italia bella, sì, molto bella. È un paese dove dove voglio vivere.
Vivere.
Sì, però magari, no, magari, Amalia, è molto tempo che non sono parlando in italiano
But
e
we can
così è
understand.
un po' difficile adesso di esprimermi, ma magari, I think,
Yeah, magari, maybe. Yeah, maybe,
sì,
magari.
magari la mia donna è altrimenti nella testa che me. Ma mi piace molto l'Italia, è bella,
Okay.
la vita è bella, mangiare è bene e il passaggio sono bellissimo.
Bellissimo. So you should run one of your summer travels in Italy. Why not?
No, I would love to. I would
Yeah.
love to. So make it happen. Or I don't
One.
know. Just I'm here. Yeah, boom.
You're here.
I see.
Okay, we'll arrange it. We'll
Voglio.
arrange it for you. We'll arrange it for you for sure. I'm sure
Yeah.
Italians love you already, so we're gonna find a way to bring you over for sure. Yeah, that's number one for us. Also because we like the fact that you are sort of an anti-guru. So you're
Oh
not the
yeah.
guru wearing the beads or wearing the kaftan and stuff like that. You are sort of an anti-guru, and we like the way you talk and the way you act, that you're the antithesis of a guru. What do you think about that? Or do you feel you have a guru essence?
No, I think guru is two verbs, Sanskrit verbs.
Yeah.
Gu and ru. That's the bringer of light,
Yes.
and anything can bring a light. That is your mother. When she has served you dinner, that is the light.
Yes.
That is your brother when he taps you on the shoulder. That is friendship. That is love in general. A good talk, a good conversation in the street. It is all that is guru. That is what brings light, and it is not some beats with a purple dress walking around thinking that he is up in the sky while he is walking on the earth. That's a little bit crazy.
Yeah.
I am just the power of family, the power of family, brothers, sisters, and coming together and make sense to each other and bring the soul in the here and now.
And
If we
now.
can do that, then we are gurus. Oh,
All brass, bring, as long as you bring la luce, as long as you bring the light.
yes.
And beautiful, I love what you said, Wim. And lastly, you have a summer travel coming up in Spain, correct?
Yes.
You're going to
I do.
Spain. Where can Italians reach you? When is that? When is that?
Yeah. Well, we should do it in the Dolomiti or in La Riviera or
Yeah,
I don't
Dolomiti.
know. There's so many beautiful spots there in Italy.
Yes, yeah.
So now we got one in the Pyrenees, and you've been there. You've
I've been.
there.
Yeah, many times. Yeah. Morillo de
Yes.
tu and Morillo de tu. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll happen over there, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. And I never know what I'm gonna say or do, but we're gonna make it a blast. We're gonna bring the light.
La luce. Ok, beautiful. Portiamo la luce. Portiamo la luce.
Sì, vamos.
Grazie. Ciao Wim.
Ah,
Tanto amore. Ciao. Thank you so much.
ciao.
Ciao.